Jeff Mokel with Shoo. I am only organic and I'm always humane. Cute, creepy, crawly, doesn't matter, I handle them all. These are my adventures in pest control. Good morning, we have Mr. Stinker today. Skunk decided to dig underneath the porch. We set up cages, and on day 2 we've got him. So we're going to go back there and pick him up. Alright, procedure is to not get sprayed. Bags are just to ensure just that. We don't want to get sprayed ourselves. We don't want to get hit in the face, etc. Can cause temporary blindness, shortness of breath, and actually take your breath away. Very, very strong. Most of y'all, I'm sure, have smelled Mr. Skunk, but probably not up close and personal. Mr. Skunk is going to be relocated up into the mountainous environments of Colorado, away from all homes, away from all humans, out where he's supposed to be. This is a specialty bait that we have, designed specifically for skunks. And again, putting the cage inside of a bag for a couple reasons. One, again, we don't want to get sprayed as we pick up Mr. Skunk. And two, it's raining, sun, etc., just to keep a little bit of the weather off of the animal until we can come pick them up for relocation. The hole is here, to the left. That's their entrance. I don't know, with my face I can get about 6 feet inside underneath, so I don't know if you can get a camera view or angle in there. But I will take this out of the bag just so you can get a nice visual of them. So prep yourself. Oh yeah, beautiful. Beautiful, huh? Look how beautiful he's posing for us.
Yeah, he is cute. Flower all over again, right?
Flower all over. A little bit bigger than flower.
Yeah. Isn't he cute though?
Definitely gorgeous. You know, again, in the state of Colorado, we're not allowed to have wildlife as pets.
But they're immune to it as pets.
Yeah, because other states are different. For instance, Indiana, where I'm from, we have wildlife pet stores where you can go into a pet store and buy a baby skunk that's been deskunked.
Really?
You can go in there, you can hold them just like you go into a dog or cat pet store. So it's definitely neat. Every state is different, of course, but Colorado says no. Doesn't mean people don't do it. See? We're going to be face to face. Everything is good. See how that is? You are so gorgeous. Yes, you are. You're just exhausted, huh? Shot going in. Not only does the bag protect me from transportation, of course, but the bag will actually give the skunk a sense of comfort. The darkness, of course.
Oh yeah, because of the nocturnal.
Again, being nocturnal, absolutely. So 90% of the time, once the skunk gets on the vehicle, they go to sleep. And like I said, he gets relocated within the next hour. And that's it. Great seeing you. We will hopefully see you tomorrow with a skunk other than just an empty cage.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Have a great afternoon. And that's that. 2 skunk cages set. Hopefully one more night and we'll get whatever's left. Today we're checking on a home that has some noises in the attic. Not sure if we're dealing with a squirrel or raccoon, but talking to the clients, I assume that now we're dealing with the squirrel with the noise that they're describing. So we're gonna get on the roof, do an inspection for them, and find out what is going on. We are looking for holes, chew marks, scratching, anything that points to any type of animal being inside the home. I'm not seeing any type of holes yet, so go one up, just make sure I'm not missing anything. My guess as of now is we're probably dealing with some mice, smaller rodent that gets in tiny little holes, and that's probably what the clients are hearing as of late. Here in Colorado, you know, anytime we get in May Day, anytime we're in May, you know, snow's coming up, we get confused just like the rodents and the mice, squirrels, etc. They get cold, so they find little homes inside, and then we get these warm days, and it seems like the problem goes away. Then you get snow again, and all of a sudden they're scratching at the ceiling. So definitely dealing with something that's inside the home, just trying to locate and pinpoint what it is. All right. Not seen one footprint, squirrel, raccoon, mouse, etc. So we'll get off the roof and see what we can find down below. Our exterior inspection, and no chew holes, no signs of scratching, no signs of any critter that has made a hole in the home. So we're gonna get into the attic and find out what we're dealing with. So we're inside of the attic, looking through the insulation, looking for any evidence of rodents, any evidence of chewing on wires, any holes in the insulation. Anytime I see this blown in insulation and I see any holes, that typically tells me we've got some rodents that are living inside of the insulation. But as of yet, I've not seen any fecal, I've not seen any chewing. We should be looking at about 13 inches at least of insulation, and I'm right about 3 to 5 in certain spots here in his attic. Not seeing squirrel evidence, so that's good news.
Oh,
There's no chewing.
No, you don't see anything, huh?
No chewing on the outside. The only thing I would think that you might have are some mice. Your insulation obviously hasn't been updated for a long time.
It's old gray.
Yeah, it's the age and color really doesn't matter. It's a blown-in insulation, but you get about that much. You should have about that much. Now, over time, gravity obviously brings that stuff down. Honestly, Joe, the only thing that I'd even be willing to offer you is an organic mouse treatment, because from what I can tell on the exterior of the home, there's no squirrel chewing. Typically, you're looking at fist, just below fist size. It's very obvious. Their teeth are like our nails, so they'll continue to grow unless they chew. Psychologically, they're made to chew.
Right.
So if you're just hanging out, you're even at a park and you see some squirrels out there, you see them chewing. They're not chewing because they're hungry, they're chewing to wear those teeth down. So what I think you have again are maybe just a few mice. Crazy weather outside, the snow drawing them back inside as it's cold. Now that it's warming up anyway, they're starting to disperse back out. But yeah, like I said, from what I can tell, your insulation is very low. You might have a mouse or two up there that is scratching. And I have, because of my secrets, of course, you know, this is mouse organic. I won't tell you what it is because it's a trade secret, but this is 100% organic. It does lethalize the mice, but it does make them go outside and perish as well. So we're not dealing with any dead mice, stink, etc. inside the home. Okay, so I got this. I'll do some paperwork here in a moment. So this one here is I honestly don't even need to get more in the attic than this because I'll just launch it through with my arm. Back into the attic where we've got minor rodents, minor mice. So we're going to do an organic treatment just to ensure that the folks here at the home don't have any more mice. And then we'll also put enough rodent bait in here to ensure that once we have all of the mice gone, that if the folks decide not to do a seal up with us, we can still let them know that the mice, any futuristic mice, will be lethalized as well. Okay. So good news for us is no matter where the mice are, when it's time to feed, they're not only feeding themselves, they'll actually get into our bait, fill their bellies, and then fill their mouths to take back to the nesting site. So as they've got full bellies, they're letting the rest of the colony eat into the delicious bait as well, doing all of the hard work for us. Organic mouse treatment done. This folks here at this home, they should have no more issues with rodents. We've got about a 1 week period before all the mice here are deceased in their home. And that's that. We are off to the next one. Today we're doing with some voles. We've got a client that thinks they've got some voles in their backyard tearing up their grass. So we're going to here to take a look, see what's going on. Yeah, pocket gophers live underneath the ground, okay, and they tunnel. So most likely, just because it's like you're saying on the edge, yeah, it's over at the neighbor's. I'm going to look over their fence and peek, but most likely they're dealing with it as well. These guys, their tunnels can go for miles, miles and miles and miles, and they're, believe it or not, they can go down 15 feet in the ground. So could they be underneath a house, going underneath, completely underneath the foundation, crawl space, etc., just to get over there? Very possible, of course. What? Voles, what voles do, they do eat the grass, but you know how your hose was laid over there? Yeah. It's kind of a line in the grass. Gotcha. The voles will eat the grass at the roots and leave those lines. Really? They do live in the ground. They make a little tunnel in the ground, if you will, but their tracks, if you will, are on top. So the pocket gophers, which what you're dealing with, these I'll even show you the tunnel. I'm sure you've already felt them or seen them. Oh, when I did a walk through this house, I was like, oh, shit, I almost fell into the ground. Yeah, this is I call it a feeding or a speed tunnel. This is him wanting to move fast. This is a raised tunnel, or him being a little bit higher up on the surface, right where you're sitting here in the hole. Yeah. We can get in and I can just start finding the tunnel and just completely tearing up your yard to get tunnel to tunnel to tunnel to tunnel to tunnel. Obviously the dirt pile that you're seeing, that's a newer tunnel. Yeah. But these guys here, it's a maintenance thing, unfortunately. I can put organics down to keep them at bay. Okay. But the downfall is, Amy, let me tell you right now what your neighbor's got. We've got a little bit there. Their yard looks terrible. Yeah, the dogs destroyed it. Yeah. Yes, we can maintain this, but if you don't stay on top of it by letting me know, eventually, then they're going to come back. Okay. I can do a couple things. I can use the organics. As long as it doesn't hurt him. Is he a digger at all? No. Okay. Organics are fine with the puppies whatsoever. If we had to get into lethal trapping, that's what I would worry about with digging. Lethal trapping itself is actually in the ground, so the dog can actually step over it and won't harm the dog unless the dog dug into the tunnels to try to get to it. That would be the only issue. And again, it depends on how far or which way you want to go with it. But yeah, this is definitely pocket gophers, and it's more of a maintenance thing because these guys are so far and deep in the ground, unfortunately. You got a tummy ache? No, he's just a jackass. He drinks milk. He's a weird dog. You drink milk? Yes, he's a very strange animal. No. Let's say right now you've got a tree that they're loving because they'll eat the roots of the trees, the shrubs, etc. And ridiculous. That's this little bass. That's a lilac bush. I just bought that to fill in that crap over there. Yeah. Okay. If it starts to die out, you'll know why. If my organics, we can get in it fast enough, then maybe we can change the flavor of it to keep them away from that. But again, the unfortunate part is let's use your lilacs as an example. Let's say that's their food source. Let's say it's been there for years. The roots are all over the place. They go to it, they'll eat about half of the root ball, and then they'll go somewhere else. And then those tunnels will sit vacant for a week, 2 weeks, etc. So just randomizing. But they know not to eat all their food source there. They'll move back over here to this tree, eat some of the roots, and then go back over there. As the trees start getting healthier, they start eating it again, and back and forth until you have no tree left. Yeah. Hey guys, just got done with our client who thought they had voles. Once I got to the backyard, I realized that not voles, they weren't chewing the grass at all, they were actually digging up the ground. So instead of voles, we're dealing with pocket gophers, those gophers that love tunneling. So we're going to do some organic treatments to keep them out of our backyard. Alright guys, on to the next. Now back to Mr. Skunk. He is now in a new relocated home. Nothing but woods, plants, trees, and natural dirt areas to dig into. All right, Mr. Skunk, time to wake up. Here we go. He's waking up. Come on, time to go. You can't be too scared. There we go, you see daylight.